Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about a story that holds a deep moral lesson, a story that teaches us the true value of forgiveness and wisdom. The story is called, Maaf Karne Wale Ko Allah Pasand Karta Hai, or, Allah Loves Those Who Forgive. It's about a princess whose intelligence and compassion not only saved her kingdom but also showed how mercy can change hearts. So, let's dive into this beautiful story full of emotions, lessons, and divine wisdom. Once upon a time, in a grand kingdom surrounded by mountains and rivers, there lived a wise and kind king. He had a daughter, the princess, who was not only beautiful but also known for her intelligence. People from distant lands used to praise her for her fairness and wisdom. The king loved her deeply and often said, "My daughter's mind is her greatest jewel." The princess always remembered her father's words and tried to make decisions with kindness and understanding. One day, an incident happened in the palace that tested her wisdom and patience. There was a maid who worked in the princess's chamber. One evening, while cleaning the royal jewels, the maid accidentally dropped the princess's favorite necklace, and it broke into pieces. It was a necklace gifted to the princess by her late mother, so it held great sentimental value. The maid was terrified, knowing how precious it was. When the princess entered and saw the broken necklace, tears filled her eyes. The maid immediately fell at her feet, begging for forgiveness. Everyone in the room expected the princess to be furious, to punish the maid severely. But after a moment of silence, the princess took a deep breath and said softly, "You did not break it intentionally. Mistakes can happen to anyone. I forgive you." Her words shocked everyone. The maid began to cry, overwhelmed by the kindness she received. The princess smiled gently and said, "Forgiveness is more valuable than gold. Allah loves those who forgive." When the king heard about this, he was proud of his daughter's decision. That night, he called her to the royal garden and said, "My dear daughter, you have understood the true meaning of wisdom. Anger destroys hearts, but forgiveness fills them with peace. Remember, those who forgive are stronger than those who seek revenge." The princess bowed and said, "Father, I only did what I believe Allah would want me to do." Time passed, and the kingdom flourished under the king's rule. But soon, another challenge came that tested the princess even more. A neighboring king, jealous of their peace and prosperity, attacked their kingdom. There was chaos and destruction everywhere. The enemy's army was powerful, and the king was captured in battle. The princess had to take charge. Everyone in the palace looked to her for guidance. Despite the fear in her heart, the princess stayed calm. She gathered the ministers and said, "We will not give up. But we must act with both courage and wisdom." She ordered the army to protect the people and avoid unnecessary bloodshed. After a long battle, with the help of loyal soldiers, the enemy was defeated. The jealous king who attacked them was captured and brought before the princess. The ministers advised her, "Princess, he should be punished severely. He caused pain and suffering to our people." The princess looked at the defeated king. He stood there, humiliated and broken. She remembered her father's words, "Anger destroys hearts, but forgiveness fills them with peace." She turned to the ministers and said, "He will not be punished. Instead, he will be forgiven." Everyone was stunned. "But, princess," one minister said, "he betrayed us. He tried to destroy our kingdom." The princess replied calmly, "Yes, he did. But if we take revenge, we will only continue the cycle of hatred. If I forgive him, maybe he will learn the value of mercy. Allah loves those who forgive, and I want our people to know that mercy is not weakness, it is strength." Her words spread throughout the land. The defeated king was speechless. He expected death, not mercy. With tears in his eyes, he said, "You have given me life again. I came to destroy you, but you have destroyed my pride instead. You have taught me what true strength means." He bowed before the princess and swore never to harm her kingdom again. The people celebrated their princess's wisdom. They said, "Our princess has a heart of gold. She has shown us that forgiveness can turn enemies into friends." The princess smiled humbly and said, "Forgiveness brings light where hatred brings darkness. If we want peace, we must learn to forgive." Years later, when the king grew old, he handed the throne to his daughter. Under her rule, the kingdom became known as the Land of Peace. People from faraway places came to see how one woman's mercy transformed an entire nation. Whenever a dispute arose, the princess always said, "Before you punish, ask yourself, can forgiveness heal this wound?" One day, a traveler came to meet the princess. He said, "I have heard stories of your wisdom. Tell me, what is the secret behind your peace of mind?" The princess smiled and replied, "When I forgive, I free not only others but also my own heart. I sleep peacefully knowing that I have not spread pain in this world." The traveler nodded and said, "Indeed, Allah loves those who forgive. Your heart reflects His mercy." The princess spent her life helping the poor, forgiving those who wronged her, and spreading the message of kindness. Her people loved her deeply and respected her as a ruler who guided them with love rather than fear. She built schools and hospitals and taught everyone that wisdom without mercy is incomplete. Many years later, when the princess became old, she gathered the children of the kingdom and told them, "Never let anger rule your heart. Anger is like fire, it burns everything around it. But forgiveness is like rain, it cools and heals the earth. If you forgive others, Allah will forgive you too." The children listened carefully, remembering her words for generations. When she passed away, the kingdom mourned deeply, but her teachings lived on. Every year, on the day of her birth, people would gather to tell stories about her kindness and forgiveness. They would remind each other, "Maaf karne wale ko Allah pasand karta hai." The kingdom continued to live in peace and harmony because of the foundation she built with love, mercy, and intelligence. The story of the wise princess reminds us all that forgiveness is not a sign of weakness but the highest form of strength. In life, we often face situations where anger seems natural and revenge feels justified. But true wisdom lies in letting go. When we forgive, we rise above our ego. We allow peace to enter our hearts. No matter who you are or where you live, forgiveness is a universal language that connects hearts. It heals relationships, ends conflicts, and brings blessings from Allah. Sometimes, the person who wronged you does not deserve your forgiveness, but you deserve peace. And peace only comes from a forgiving heart. The princess's story teaches that forgiving others is not about forgetting the pain, it's about freeing yourself from it. When we forgive, we follow the path of those whom Allah loves. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that the strongest person is not the one who can fight others but the one who can control his anger. The princess showed that through her actions. So, the next time someone hurts you, remember this story. Think about the princess who forgave those who wronged her, who led her people with mercy, and who believed that Allah's love is for those who let go of hate. Forgive, not because others deserve it, but because you deserve peace. In the end, the message of this story is simple but powerful. Forgiveness is light, and hatred is darkness. Choose the light. Choose mercy. Because those who forgive are always loved by Allah. And that love is the greatest treasure one can ever receive. Thank you for watching, and remember, no matter what happens in life, never let bitterness fill your heart. Be kind, be wise, and keep spreading the message of peace. Maaf karne wale ko Allah pasand karta hai.